You ever watch something that's supposedly harmless, but instead it leaves you looking over your shoulder? Today, we're diving into some animated story times that will make you question every creak in your house.
She's the sun to me, she's the moon to me, she's the star to me, she's the sky, she's the heart. Her name is 𝗴𝗺𝗺𝗀. You're the best, 𝗴𝗺𝗺𝗀 for life.
Join my Roblox group for a future shoutout. Have you ever went on a trip with your friends but noticed that there's something off? Let's say you brought 5 friends, but notice that there's 6 of you guys, and you don't know who this 6th person is either.
Did you know your group of friends might have someone who was never meant to be there? During a trip, 8 friends rented a single van. They remembered it clearly at 4 rows, 2 per seat. No one stood, but when they stopped at a gas station halfway through, something felt wrong. "I think we're one too many," Camilla said. They laughed it off, but then they counted. 9. A hush fell. They counted again. Moved seats, swapped positions, still 9. No one remembered inviting someone new, yet no one looked unfamiliar. Every face was almost right, except none of them could agree on.
Yo, their eyes are oddly creeping me out. Some of them have 3 pupils in their eyes. What?
Which one? Their minds grew foggy, like trying to remember a dream while still inside it. One smile seemed off, but only for a second. One voice too soft, too delayed. Whoever the 9th was, he fit, in a way that felt unnatural. Panic set in. The air inside the van felt heavier. The windows wouldn't open. The dashboard clock kept resetting. They rushed out, all of them, one by one. They counted 8. But the moment they tried to leave the station, a man at the pump asked, "Didn't one of you stay in the van?" The doors were locked, the windows dark. And inside, in the last row, someone sat, still, facing forward. They reported it. Police searched. No one was found. Not in the van, not on the cameras. 2 weeks later, Camilla was scrolling through the trip photos on her phone. One image made her stop. The group back in the van, everyone smiling. 9 people.
OMG, I would never get on that van ever again. The fact that the person kept disappearing each time they tried to look for him. And even the police tried to search for the 9th person, but when they looked inside the van, he wasn't there. But the person somehow ended up on the group picture. Nobody noticed him in front of the camera either. I'm assuming he was a ghost, but the thing is I'm pretty sure you can't see ghosts in cameras. Or I honestly may be wrong. Either way, it's hard to say that he's a ghost cause they did notice that he's the 9th member, which means he's probably half ghost and half human. In school, I've always hated the cafeteria lunch. In my state, it's always the same 10 meals every 10 school days. Only rarely, they decide to treat us nice and give us proper and nice food. So to think that these people actually liked the school cafeteria food genuinely shocks me. Well, it wasn't necessarily the school's lunch that they liked, it was the lunch lady's food that they liked. The lunch lady must have really put in a lot of effort into her meals, or maybe she put a spell under the students, so that way, they can enjoy her lunch for the rest of eternity.
There was a lunch lady named Judy, and everyone loved her, but they loved her food even more. Every single day, the kids would rush to the lunchroom just to eat her delicious food, but one day, a boy in 7th grade noticed something strange. In the back of the kitchen, he saw a mysterious door
Bro, what are they doing in there? I think they're getting freaky deaky, but I hope I'm wrong.
had never seen before, and he's been buying lunch for a year straight. He then went to the principal's office and told him what he saw. The principal then made his way down to the lunchroom and asked Judy about the door. She obviously played dumb for a little bit, but eventually showed him. And what he saw inside made him freeze in absolute horror. Inside were multiple teenagers' dead bodies, completely cut up and strung up on the wall.
Well, I'm glad I was wrong, but why did they have to make ID so graphic? That was low-key disturbing to see.
Judy then looked at the principal with a smile on her face and said, "How do you think my food tastes so good? This is the reason why." Judy was fired and arrested and is now serving 105 years in prison. The school and all the students were disgusted when they found out about what happened, and they couldn't believe they have been eating human meat for this long.
Okay, that's actually disgusting, and how is that even possible? If you're gonna kill teens, don't leave the bodies inside the school. That's the easiest way to get caught. Also, I'm curious on how nobody in the school smelt the decay of the teens in the room. If she would have never forgot to close the door completely, nobody would have ever found out about this. That's crazy to think about. This is the main reason why I do not watch super creepy videos or random odd videos on YouTube. And if you didn't know, it's very easy to find these odd, scary videos on YouTube. You just have to type in, or spam a lot of random letters, like this 𝗁𝗍 𝗿𝗺𝗵𝗁𝗁. It'll give you the most graphic and weird videos ever.
Did you know there's a YouTube video that supposedly causes seizures, nightmares, and paranoia? It started as an urban legend. A video barely 90 seconds long, buried deep in the forgotten corners of YouTube. The title? Just random characters, glitched symbols, unreadable, no tags, no description, no comments. Those who watched it reported the same thing. A sudden burst of static, a distorted face flashing for a split second, then a low-pitched tone that seemed to vibrate in their skull. Some said they'd blacked out. Others claimed they vomited immediately or woke up that night choking, unable to move. Within days, viewers reported horrifying dreams, twisted visions of a dark hallway, some crawling toward them backwards. A few posted frantic updates online, claiming the video had followed them. One Reddit user said they smashed their laptop, but the sound still played from the walls at night. Another was found in a motel room, eyes wide open, whispering, "It saw me through the screen." No one knows who uploaded it. Attempts to download or trace it always fail. Metadata shows it's older than YouTube itself. Some think it's a digital curse. Others believe it was part of a psychological experiment gone wrong. The video disappears and reappears under new names, new thumbnails.
Oh, I see what these people make those types of videos are doing. They sometimes use cute thumbnails as a disguise to hide what the video actually is. I'm assuming that because the guy said they always come with new thumbnails and identities. Which kind of reminds me of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏22 on YouTube. And if you don't know about him, then don't search him up or look for him on YouTube. And if you do anyway, and somehow find him, then don't trust him. I recently got recommended a video about him on my feed, and I was completely flabbergasted. And the fact that he was a kind of well-known YouTuber at the time, and he was doing all those stuff. Sometimes I do get mad at my parents, and would just want them to leave me alone. But no matter how mad I get at them, I would never wish that they were gone off this earth. Like, that's just too far. And over something so little, just because they won't let me have my friends over for a sleepover?
One night, a girl named Ava wanted her friends to sleep over. She asked her parents, but they said no. Ava begged and begged, but her parents weren't changing their minds. Ava was extremely mad and then said to her parents, "I wish you both were dead," and then ran off to her room. That night when she was sleeping, she had a dream her parents died in a car crash. Ava was devastated. She then woke up screaming and sweating. She felt terrible for what she said to her parents earlier, and went to their room to wake them up, but they were not there. She began to panic and look around, but she couldn't find them anywhere in the house. She then heard footsteps coming from downstairs, and she ran down to see, only to find a man holding a big bloody butcher's knife with her mom and dad lying dead behind him, cut open. Ava screamed and tried to run, but the man caught her. He was way too strong and fast for her. Ava was crying and screaming and couldn't believe her mom and dad were dead. The man then looked at Ava and said, "I was hiding in your house today. I heard you say to your parents, 'I wish you were dead.' So I granted your wish. Remember, little girl, be careful what you wish for."
These stories love to be so graphically accurate. So I think that her parents were trying to go into their car to drive around somewhere. And whilst they were downstairs, this random dude who has keys to their house broke in and did all of that. Or to make more sense, her parents were probably trying to open their house door. And then he came out of nowhere, came into their house, and did all of that. But anyways, moral of the story is, be careful of what you say, cause you might regret it. Imagine you have your first child and their first words are, "Mommy dies." Like what? Who taught you those words?
There was a woman named Mary who had a 19-month-old baby girl. She loved her baby deeply and couldn't wait for her to say her first words. One night when Mary was cooking dinner, her husband called her out into the living room. He told her that their daughter was trying to say something. Mary was so excited and watched her daughter try and say something. After the baby mumbled for a bit, she said, "Mommy dies." Mary looked at her husband in complete confusion, thinking she heard the baby wrong. But by the confused look on his face too, he heard the same exact thing. Mary and her husband then laughed it off and went on with their night. The next morning when Mary was on her way to work, she got into a fatal car accident. She was then rushed to the hospital where her husband and daughter were waiting for her. When Mary's husband and her daughter found out the room Mary was in, they went in. Her husband was devastated and didn't know what to do. He couldn't imagine living life without his wife. But suddenly, Mary's daughter pointed at her and said, "Mommy dies." Seconds later, Mary's heartbeat stopped as she died from her injuries from the car crash.
That is a literal demon child. She literally predicts when someone dies. What would you do if you had a child like that? Since you made it this far, you should like and subscribe. Bye bye my winters.